if you are feeling burnt out a little bit at the moment because of work, this video is going to be for you, because I'm going to give you 6 practical things that you can do in order to nurture your feminine energy as a woman who's working a lot. So let's talk about these 6 tips, and make sure that you stick around until the end of the video, because I truly believe that the last tip is the biggest game changer that you can adopt. The first thing that I recommend you do in order to nurture your feminine energy as a working woman is knowing yourself. So some women will be full of energy in the morning and others will be wide awake towards the end of the day. And you need to know these things in order to know when you're more productive. That will allow you to know exactly what type of tasks to engage in at what time. For example, I know that I'm more of a morning person, therefore I prioritize my creative and more draining task per se in the morning, and then I leave anything that's easy to do for the end of the day. Know your hormonal cycle, okay? I always talk about this when I talk about feminine energy. Knowing your hormonal cycle and which phase you are in at what time of the month will allow you to adapt your routine, your level of rest versus productivity during that phase, the food that you eat, the amount of sleep that you get, the self-compassion that you give yourself, especially if you are in your autumn and winter phase. And those of you who know about seasons and hormonal cycle will understand what I'm talking about when I say autumn and winter. And if you don't know, let me know if you want me to do a whole video on this topic, inshallah. But you have to know your hormonal cycle as a woman, especially a woman who's working. In this topic of self-awareness, I would also say know your limits. So know what your capacity is like. I know, for example, that I can only work a maximum of 1 hour until I need a break. But I know sisters who can work 3 hours in a row without feeling like they need any type of breaks. So what is your capacity? And make sure that you schedule your time according to what works for you, your special formula. And the most important thing when it comes to knowing yourself is also knowing what are the signs that you are getting closer and closer to burning out or being really tired. And hopefully you'll never get to that point. But if you do feel like you are getting some of those signs, the next question for you is, what can I do in order to reverse this situation and take care of myself? So have a list of pick-me-up self-care routines that you can engage in that will literally save you from burning out. For example, for me, I know that when I get close to this point, I like completely disconnecting from everything. So that includes turning my phone off, sleeping early, prioritizing activities that are calming like meditation, dhikr, taking a walk, engaging in nature and creative activities, for example. The second thing that's going to help you infuse more feminine energy into your work life is creating a supportive environment. Declutter your workspace. Whether you work from home or you actually go to the office, having a tidy desk and an environment that just feels clear allows you to also internally feel that sense of clarity. I personally cannot work if it's messy around me, and sometimes it will actually lead me to procrastinating a lot because I'll end up cleaning my entire apartment instead of doing the work that I'm supposed to do. And finally, on this point of creating a supportive environment, you can also upgrade your office by getting a desk that allows you to invite some movement into your work. I just received this FlexiSpot E7 standing desk, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It allows me to stand and work whenever I feel like I need a break from sitting. And the other thing about having a standing desk is that it really helps with back pain. I often talk about the fact that I have to get at least 1 back massage per month, and this is primarily because I spend a lot of time sitting on my desk. But with this amazing standing desk, I actually don't feel like I'm gonna need that much, because I'm able to stand up and stretch without necessarily interrupting my work, and that has been amazing as well. The other thing that I love about this desk is that whenever my daughter has brought it down to her preferred height, I just have to come back and press on the setting that I have saved for myself, and the desk automatically goes to my height. And all in all, it was really easy to install. My husband and I did this in like 30 minutes. So if you're able to get yourself something like this, I would highly recommend it. You can check out all the information about FlexiSpot and this particular desk in the description box below. FlexiSpot is actually running a September sale, so go and check out their website, inshallah. The third thing that you can do in order to invite more feminine energy into your work life is truly understanding the value of rest in your work life as well. So one of the misconceptions that a lot of my clients have is that they need to work all the time in order to be productive, but that's absolutely not true. In fact, the more you learn how to rest effectively and the more you allow yourself to rest effectively, the more productive you are going to be, especially as a woman. And I think the key here is effectively. What do I mean by that? Resting is not scrolling. There's different types of rest, and a lot of us never actually mentally rest unless we're sleeping. When we are taking breaks, we're not really on breaks because we are on our phones. So what I want to invite you to do is really consider the fact that you need real rest into your workday in order to feel replenished, refreshed, and able to work for longer stretches or to work more efficiently. Take a break from your phone, basically. Really, truly rest. And the best way that you can do that, and that's the fourth point, is by engaging in dhikr whenever you can during your workday. I know this might sound weird, but I was talking about this with one of my mentees this morning, and we just reminded each other of the importance to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the day, even when we're working. Because the truth is, even if your job is important, the tasks that you have are important, getting a promotion is important, buying a house is important, helping your family sustain themselves is important, okay. But the ultimate goal for us as Muslims is to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the best way to do that is to do what He asks us to do, but also to remember Him as often as possible. And when we engage in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we also remind ourselves that we don't have to take care of everything. We are not actually in control. So when stress comes into your day at work, the best thing that you can do in order to release that stress is to think about the fact that Allah is there for you. Allah is going to take care of you. Allah has a solution for every problem that you have. You just have to surrender, let go, rely on Him fully. So dhikr is definitely a great way to do that. The fifth way to embody more feminine energy in your work life is to prioritize collaboration over competition. A key trait of the feminine is collaboration, teamwork. In today's world, unfortunately, we are raised to believe that we are constantly in competition, especially with other women. And as Muslim women, we have to get out of that mentality, and we have to remember that our risk is written. There's no point being envious or competitive with another woman or a colleague, because Allah has written exactly what it is that is going to come your way. Nothing can change that. So prioritize collaborating with people, learning from them, and also sharing beneficial knowledge with them without fearing that they're going to get better than you. Be supportive, be of service, and Allah will give you back tenfold. And within collaboration, there's also delegation. I can't tell you how much it has changed my life to delegate the tasks that I did not enjoy doing and that I was not good at doing to people who were actually more qualified to do so. And this can be something as little as the cleaning. My cleaning lady came this morning, alhamdulillah, and I was debating whether or not I should bring her because I felt like I should be doing all of this myself. But the truth is that my time can be spent in doing things that are actually more important for me. There's also probably many things that you can delegate to other team members, or maybe you can hire an assistant if you are an entrepreneur. I know it's scary to let go of control, But this will only allow you to focus on your field of expertise, on your zone of genius. And this is what will help you grow, whether you are an employee or a business owner. Now, on to the sixth point of how to infuse more feminine energy into your work life, my favorite one, and it's having an end of the workday routine for yourself in order to step out of work mode. This has been a game changer for myself, but also for my clients. And this is especially important if you work from home and if your working space is also your living space. You need to signal to your brain and to your body that you have now stepped out of your working tasks, that you should not be involved in them anymore, that you should not be thinking about work anymore, and that you are now able to relax. And some of the ways that I love doing that are prayer, taking a shower, changing your outfit into something a little bit more casual, going out, whether it's for a walk or to run some errands. Cooking dinner in a very relaxed atmosphere is also one of my favorite things to do to step out of that mode. And finally, if you are working from home, make sure that you don't leave a mark of your work stuff everywhere when you're not working anymore. So for me, it's really easy because everything is basically in my laptop, so I just have to close it and put it away. For you, this end of the workday ritual could be anything. It could be meditation, it could be dhikr, it could be journaling. You have to create your own, inshallah. Remember this, and it's the same thing for pretty much everything that I share with you. You have to take into consideration that you are a unique human being, and some things are not going to work with you, and some things will need your adjustment and your special sauce. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section below which tip are you going to apply, inshallah. And if you have any other question, whether it's about business, feminine energy, personal development, then drop them in the comment section below as well. I will see you in the next video. Ma salama, beautiful.